Good morning. Welcome to our daily devotion. It is Tuesday, April 27th. Couldn't sleep again last night. Woke up at 2:30. Couldn't go back to sleep. Excited. Collision has a church home. We agreed to everything last night. We're going to be meeting at a church called The Branch, which is on Studebaker Road in Long Beach, right off Carson Street, probably no more than 5 minutes from Palms, from where we used to meet. Good morning, John. The good thing about this is that we get to meet there on Sundays, and we get to have our two youth groups there on Tuesdays and Wednesday nights. So it's all going to be in the same location. Now, there's always pluses and minuses. A few minuses is not all the rooms have air conditioning, so during the heated months, it's going to be a little more difficult. And they're allowing us to put a storage shed in the back to store all of our equipment, so that we don't have to haul it back and forth from our homes. So I'm excited. Morning, Marcy. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, exciting. Well, morning, John. Hoping you and Doug can come and visit us there. We'd love to have you join us once in a while to find out what we're all about. So let's get going. I'll be sending out a lot of information on this. I'm going to be contacting a lot of people personally, inviting them. People that have used to go to church don't go anymore. People that were once a part of Collision, etc., etc. But God's got a word for us here this morning. So let me read Matthew 18, verses 7 through 9. It says this, Jesus says this: "Woe to the world because of the things that cause people to sin. Such things must come, but woe to the person through whom they come. If your hand or your foot causes you to sin, cut it off, throw it away. It is better for you to enter the life maimed or crippled than to have 2 hands and 2 feet and be thrown into the eternal fire. And if your eyes cause you to sin, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into the fire of hell." What is Jesus telling us here? There's some scriptures that just, you really gotta think about it, what Jesus is saying. I'm sure the disciples were like, what is he telling us? What is he telling us? To actually cut off our hands and feet? Of course not. Then what is he telling us? Well, in verse 7, he tells us that there will be things in our lives that will be temptations that cause us to sin. He said that's just going to happen. We're all going to experience temptations. Morning, Mary. Morning, Lily. Morning, Emma. We're all going to experience temptations. It's what we do with those temptations. So Jesus is telling us in verses 8 and 9, using the analogy of cutting off your hands or your eyes, to cut off everything in your life that causes those temptations, that makes those temptations that cause you to sin. An example, if you know that going to a club with your friends tempts you to drink too much and possibly get drunk, then what Jesus is saying is that that's a temptation to you. Cut that out of your life. He's not saying cut your arm off, cut your legs off because they're causing you to go to a club. He's saying cut out that part of your life. Now you're only going to do this if you have a strong desire not to sin so as to please God. If you don't have a strong desire not to sin to please God, then you're going to continue doing the things that you're doing. You're going to continue to fall into those traps of temptation that cause you to sin. But if you do have a desire to please God, then Jesus is saying, to cut that out of your life. If hanging with a certain friend causes you to sin, then Jesus is saying, cut that friend out of your life. Cut him out of your life. If that friend is a temptation to you that causes you to sin, cut that friend out of your life. Again, you will only do this if you have a strong desire to please God. This is why Jesus told us earlier in Matthew 7:21. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven, but only those who do the will of my Father who is in heaven. You have to have a desire to do God's will. You have to have a desire to do the things that God tells you to do. If you don't have the desire and you continue to keep on sinning, continue to allow those temptations, then Jesus is saying, you may not be going to heaven. Not everyone who says to me, Lord, Lord, is going to go to the kingdom of heaven. Only those who do the will of my Father who is in heaven. So be careful. Be careful. So let me ask you, what temptations are there in your life that cause you to sin? We all have them. We all have them. We all have these temptations. I'll bet you there's certain people that you hang around with, you associate with, that cause you to end up gossiping. I bet you there's people in some of your lives that you hang around with that cause you to end up drinking too much and getting drunk. There's people in your life that cause you to do that are temptations to you. And it's probably hard. I mean, imagine how hard it would be, Jesus, if you took Jesus literally, how hard it would be to cut your hand off or gouge your eye out because it was causing you to sin. Lust was causing you to sin, so you gouge your eye out. Well, imagine how hard that would be. Well, Jesus is saying, cut the things out of your life that are temptations to you. The people, the things, whatever it is that causes temptation in your life. What are they? What are they? Are you willing? Are you willing to take those things out of your life? I hope so. I hope so. Otherwise, you're literally playing with fire. You've heard that expression? You're playing with fire. Well, you're playing with the fire. You're playing with the fire of hell. Verse 9b. It is better for you to enter life with one eye than to have two eyes and be thrown into the fire of hell. Better for you to get away from that friend. Better for you to stay away from that place. Better for you to do whatever you have to do so you won't be thrown into the lake of fire. Remember, how do you know whether you're really saved? When you have a desire to please God. When you love God so much that you have a desire to please Him. And you know that sin causes you to separation from you and God, and you don't want that separation in your life, so you work hard to keep that relationship with God. That's what separates us from those that don't love God. Oh, I hope you will. I hope every one of you watching this, I hope you love God enough to want to cut out the temptations in your life. The temptations that cause you to sin. Thank you for listening this morning as we go through the book and continue to go through the book of Matthew. For those of you that came up a little late, just want to share with you that we found a church home. We're going to be meeting at a church called the Branch in Long Beach on Studebaker Road, right off Carson Street. Quaint church that will fit us perfectly. We get to have a nursery, a real nursery. We get to have real children's classrooms. We get to have multiple bathrooms, not just one bathroom as we had at Palms. We get to meet in the same location with Sundays and with Impact and with Crash. So I'm excited. I can't wait. We're going to start on Sunday, May 16th. The first night we're going to have free pizza and drinks at from 5 to 6. So it's going to be fun to get together again, to see people they haven't seen in over a year. So we need that fellowship time. And then at 6 o'clock is our service. Children will be able to go to their classrooms, and we will be able to have a worship service that I hope that you will enjoy. So I look forward to having all of you join us. Have a great day. Have a great day. Tonight will be our first youth message with Impact. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow morning again at 8 o'clock for our next daily devotion. Have a great day. God bless.